Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today, we're gonna be making this super cute little greeting card. I absolutely love this card and it's so stinking easy. There are so many possibilities with this. I absolutely love this one. So I'm super excited about this. This is featuring one of our new stamp sets, which is called Pieces and Patterns, that has a whole suite in the new catalog. There's some really cool designer series paper that goes with this one, or that coordinates with this one. And I just love these little images. I love these texture images here, and then the smaller cool images that you can like color in or create a fun background with. I think this one's just really, really fun to work with. So we're gonna be making this card today featuring that stamp set. And I actually made, whoops, I always have my sample like over here behind the camera so I can see it while I'm working, and it almost just fell off my desk. I actually made this card for my one of our team swaps this month, and I was so happy with how these turned out. So I figured I would go ahead and make a video with them. So obviously you're gonna need the Pieces and Patterns stamp set. We are going to be using Flirty Flamingo and Basic Black ink. We're also going to be using two different sets of framelits. Now you don't have to, I just like the look of using one of the stitched circles and then a regular circle. So we're gonna use both of these, but you could do both regular, both stitched. You could do it however you wanted to, but this is what I'm gonna be doing today. Then we're gonna use two Stampin' Right markers. These, the colors I have here are Flirty Flamingo and Powder Pink, which is one of our new in colors. And then for paper, we're actually using some of our new in colors. So we have a piece of Whisper White here, and this is cut at, what is this cut at? I can never remember. This is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I have just a scrap of white here. You won't need this big of a piece. You just need to cut out our little circle, but this is just the smallest scrap I had. Then I have a piece of Powder Pink, which is again one of our new in colors, and this one is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I have two pieces of another new in color Tranquil Tide, and this large one that we have for our card base here is cut at 11 inches, yeah, 11 inches by 4 1/4. And then I did go ahead and score it at 5 1/2. What I find with the using this size of a card base where it's long, where it's the full 11 inches of the piece of paper, I find that if you just fold it, you get a weird crease mark, which I don't particularly love. So I did go ahead and score it just using my Stampin' trimmer at the 5 1/2 mark, just get a nice pretty crease line. And then I just have a scrap here to cut out one of our stitched circles. So that is everything we're gonna need. So let's go ahead and jump into the project. Okay, so to start, we're going to use this little flower image that I have here. I just wanted to point out which one from the stamp set that was for you guys. And we're going to create our background piece. And all I'm going to do is take our little flower, and you will need another sheet of paper. I recommend putting something down on your surface so that when you stamp off the edges and stuff, you don't stamp on your desk or wherever you craft. So we're gonna take this flower, and we're going to take our Basic Black ink, and all I'm going to do is get it nice and inked up, and then I'm just going to start in one corner and just kind of work my way down the piece of paper. You want to make sure that you turn the stamp as you work, and then just start working your way down, making kind of a random pattern. You can do it however you want. I like the more random pattern because that's just me. You can do it, you can do a really planned out pattern if you wanted to do like rows or a diagonal or something. You could absolutely do that. I just like the look more of it being random and fun, and for me it's much more relaxing to do it this way, so I'm not freaking out thinking that I have to have it absolutely perfect. Let me add a little right there and a little right there, and I think that is good. So it goes by really, really quick. Like I said, I made these for a swap, and it didn't take long at all to do, to be completely honest. So these are really, really quick. because we're using basic black, it does take just a sec longer to dry. So I'm actually gonna set that off. We'll finish with that piece in a minute, but I want to go ahead and work on some other stuff first while we let that dry a little bit so we don't smear our ink. The next thing we're gonna do is take this stamp here, and it's this one if you're looking at the stamp set that says hello there. And we're going to use our Flirty Flamingo ink. And we're going to just stamp this on our little piece of Whisper White here. Just like that. And I think when I actually did these for the swaps, I cut out the circles first and then I stamped. It really doesn't matter which way you do it. I would say if you're mass producing, I would cut the circles first and then stamp, but it's not hard to line it up. I just am doing it this way for this card just because I feel like it. So that is all this stamping that we're doing. So let's go ahead and get all of our big shot work out of the way now. And I have to remember which framelit I used. Was it this one? No, it can't be this one. Sorry, my chair is super squeaky. I just realized that the other day. I'm like, I just moved and this chair is ridiculously squeaky. Oh boy, okay. So I think it's this one. Hang on, let me double check, triple check, quadruple check. Okay, yeah. So it is the 1, 2, 3, 4th smallest in the layering circle set. So we're going to take that, and I need, I guess I can just use this little Post-it note here. Actually, hang on. I have a bigger Post-it that would probably work better. These are some Post-it notes we got from On Stage that are absolutely adorable. Okay, let me use this Post-it note to help stick this on here just because I usually use washi, but I just don't have any right by me. So, whoops. And now I just lined it up and then I moved it. Oh man. Okay. Oh man, I did it again. Okay, that should be good. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm gonna set this off to the side just for a second while I bring in my big shot. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and cut, I gotta move some other stuff out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and cut both of my pieces that I'm using my big shot for. I'm gonna cut both of those at the same time. So I'm also gonna take my layering framelits, my layering shapes, and get the circle that I'm using, and I'm pretty sure it's this one. How could it not be? Yeah. So it is, we're using the second largest for this one, and this is where we're going to use the little scrap of Tranquil Tide. So I'm going to put Tranquil Tide right there, and we'll put our little stamped piece right there. You know what? We're just going to say, forget the sticky note. We're just going to do it and see what happens. And then we're going to put our cutting plate in on top, whatever, you know what I'm saying. And crank that through. Just like so. Move my big shot out of the way. See, look at how dirty my plates are. I should get new ones, but I can never justify getting new plates because they're still good. Okay, so that turned out nicely, and now we just need our stitched circle. And let's go ahead while we have these out. Let me find some, why is my chair squeaking? Let me find some dimensionals. I just had to, okay, sorry about that, crazy dogs, because we had somebody come to the door. But it did give me a second to find my dimensionals. So let me grab some of these. I figure while I have this flipped upside down right here, I might as well go ahead and get this put together. And then the next thing we can do is finish off our really, really cute background. It's like my favorite. So all I'm doing is taking some dimensionals and putting our little white piece with our sentiment on top of the little Tranquil Tide circle that we have here. So super cute. We'll set that off to the side. Now I definitely think our basic black has time to seep into the paper, so we should be good to go. I'm going to take my two Stampin' Write markers. Again, I'm using Flirty Flamingo and Powder Pink, and all I'm doing, I'm actually going to bring back in my scratch piece of paper. All I'm doing is taking the brush tip. So our Stampin' Write markers have a brush tip, which will give you a nice thick line. And then there's also a fine tip, which will give you a nice thin line. I'm gonna be using the thick line. And I'm just gonna go and scribble and color in some of these flowers. If you don't like the more scribbly look, you can precisely color them in. I kind of like this scribbled look where I just kind of go randomly and don't care. I think this would be a really fun project for kids to help out with, because you could allow them to color in the flowers and then use that to put on a card so that they could give to like a teacher. I know school is ending for a lot of kids right now, so they could do like a teacher thank you note, something like that. I just think it would be really fun to allow your kids to take your background and color it and then use it to make a card for them to give to someone. I just think it's awesome. And I really like this kind of coloring book look. I really like it. I definitely do go more on the cautious side with my coloring. And I always, you know, feel free to grab your little piece and position it kind of where it's gonna go to see, do I need to color a little bit more here and there? Like I feel like I want some more Flirty Flamingo down here. So I'm going to color this flower like so. Let me pull this back and do that one. I think I like it. I think I'm good. So again, I definitely do a more minimal coloring. That's just the style that I like. But if you wanted to color every single flower, you could do that. Like I said, you could also use a different color palette if you get your kids involved and they want to color using different colors. Do a different color palette and then create the base and your sentiment around the colors that they want to use. So I think this is a really fun one though. And now it's pretty easy to put the rest of our card together. So I'm just going to take my snail and put it all over my background piece, just like this. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna mount this onto my piece of powder pink. I really, really like this color. I wasn't sure about it at first, but now that I've played with it some, I really like it. Next, I'm gonna take my card base and put some adhesive on the back of this guy. And we'll put this down on our card base. Just like so. And you could do this as a top folding card, but you could also, I'm doing it as a top folding card, but you could also do it as a side folding card. I think it would be super cute either way. And that would change the orientation of your flowers. So it would give the card a different look. So we have that, and then the only other thing I'm going to do is find my dimensionals again. Oh, there they get lost on white pieces of paper. That's why I couldn't find them earlier. So I'm just going to take some more dimensionals and stick this guy up. And I'm going to stick this right in the middle. You could do it down here at the bottom. I think that would be cute. In one of the corners, you could do it a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but I think about right in the middle is going to be super adorable. That's what I did on my samples and the ones that I made for my swap. And that's our card for today, guys. So I really hope you enjoy. Again, I think this one is really fun. Get your kids involved. Or if you're a teacher and you want some projects, some ideas, you could do this idea really with any open stamp that you could color in. You could make a background, have a child, student, shoot, even an adult, anybody could go in and color it and then turn that background into a beautiful little card. So I really hope you guys enjoy this one today. Don't forget, this new Pieces and Patterns set is a brand new stamp set that you can order from our new annual catalog. As always, you can shop 24/7 just by going to littlemooncreation.stampinup.net and shopping straight from there. If you need a catalog, please let me know. I'll send one out to you. And other than that, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!